Welcome to Quantum Finance. My name is Parker, and this is our market recap for Friday, June 16th. So in this video, we'll take a look at the stock market, and then we'll do a overall market recap, and then we'll look at some news and economic data. So starting here on the daily chart of the S&P 500, as you can see, big red day today, getting rejected off that upper extreme. Looking down here at the volume, as you can see, massive volume today. Above that vol average with pretty much all selling coming in. As you can see, the volume steadily increasing this week. If you look over here at the weekly chart, as you can see, we did get a pretty large wick to the downside to close the week off. This does kind of look like a topping candle, so I might expect some type of pullback coming over the next week or two, maybe for a retest of this previous high back here from August. Taking a look down here at the weekly RSI, we are currently sitting at 68.23 on the close. But, yesterday it did reach up to, 69, pretty much touching that 70 level, which is considered overbought on the weekly RSI. So now we can take a look at the 3-minute chart. So looking here at the 3-minute chart here, as you can see, we opened up right here, getting a pretty large sell-off at the open, pulling into this previous high from yesterday, getting a bounce off that level before pulling back down, making a new low, finding it as support, getting a nice bounce up here for a double top at this previous high from earlier in the day, and then really breaking down below VWAP, getting a large squeeze to the downside and sell off into the close. Now we can zoom out a little bit here. Looking at the 15-minute chart, as you can see, we opened up right here with that sell-off, and then we did form a falling wedge, which is a bullish reversal pattern. As you can see, getting our bullish reversal here for a nice bounce up to these previous highs from earlier in the day, for finding it as resistance and then selling off down here, getting a squeeze into the close to the downside, and pulling back here into these previous highs from Wednesday. Looking at the 2-hour chart here, as you can see, we are still uptrending, but we are pulling back here. Looking at our Klinger oscillator, as you can see, breaking down below that zero line. So now we can do our market recap, starting in the debt market with the U.S. 10-year yield. As you can see, green day today in the 10-year yield after bouncing off that midline, getting pretty tight here on the daily chart, still sitting in the upper end of this daily range. Turning to the dollar, as you can see, green day in the dollar today after that big sell-off we got yesterday, just kind of getting a recovery off this price action here from the beginning of May, pulling back into that upper or lower extreme. Turning to cryptocurrencies, as you can see, Bitcoin with a large green day today after bouncing off that lower extreme yesterday, getting a nice push up here into that midline. Getting back above the midline here on the weekly chart, which is nice to see. We can kind of also draw a trend line here from this high up here. As you can see, that is the trend line we are looking to break to the upside to get a nice trend reversal here off this midline on the weekly chart. Looking at XRP, as you can see, red day here in XRP, pretty bad week for XRP this week, getting down through that lower extreme, but getting some pretty large wicks to the upside off this level. Would like to see it close back above this lower extreme, get a nice move back up here towards this midline. But if you do look at the weekly chart, as you can see, getting rejected off that upper extreme and just pulling back down into this midline for a test of support, you could kind of view this as maybe a cup and handle pattern, as you can see with your large cup, and maybe try to form a handle here. But yeah, we'll definitely have to see what happens. Pretty big rejection this week. Kind of surprising to see with the news from the Bill Hinman emails that came out, which was super bullish for Ripple. Turning to commodities, we have oil with another nice green day today, getting up through that midline, working its way back up here towards the upper end of this daily range. Still sitting down here pretty low on the monthly chart. Looking at gold, we do have a red day here in gold after trying to get up through that midline, getting rejected at that level, and pulling back here. Turning to silver, nice green day here in silver after that large wick to the upside we got yesterday, bouncing off this midline here, making its way up towards this upper extreme. Still kind of squeezed here on silver as well. Now we can look at some news. So starting here, we have the Fed funds rate is now over 1% higher than the U.S. inflation rate. And the last time the monetary policy was this tight with a Fed funds rate above zero was back in October of 2007. We also have some breaking news that the VIX just hit 1350, which is the lowest level since December of 2019. And volatility in the market is now below pre-pandemic lows as the S&P 500 hits fresh 15-month highs. The VIX is now down 56% in just 3 months since the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank. We also have the United States crossing $32 trillion in debt yesterday, and the United States government can borrow without any limit through 2024. And this is a chart here from the Fed showing all transaction house price index for the United States. As you can see, a massive drop here in house prices, or in the house prices transactions. Here we have a chart showing the sources of U.S. broad money creation going back from 1913 to 2022. As you can see here, World War I, World War II, the disconnection from the gold standard here. And then we also had the great financial crisis and then the pandemic. And these are what has pretty much caused most of the inflation throughout our lifetime and our parents' and grandparents' lifetimes. Here we have a chart showing oil reserves by billions of barrels. As you can see, the top three here, we have Venezuela, Saudi Arabia, and Iran. Now we can look at the economic calendar. We can turn to next week. So Monday is a holiday. The stock market will be closed. And Tuesday we get building permits. Wednesday we get the Federal Reserve Chairman speaking. Thursday we get initial jobless claims, existing home sales, and him testifying again on Thursday. And we also get crude oil inventories, and Friday we get services PMI. So if a lot of y'all are familiar with my market recaps, you can tell that this is a very different layout, and I'm going to have a different thumbnail and everything. The reason I'm doing that is because I have noticed the views on my videos dying out a lot, and I'm definitely trying to restructure the videos, trying to make them shorter, more simple, and easy to understand. So let me know if you guys like this setup or if you like the old setup better. Just definitely give me some feedback on what you guys want to see. But yeah, that'll do it for the video. Appreciate y'all watching. I'll talk to y'all later.